After the departure of the stranger, who had indeed fascinated her very senses, the spirits of the gentle Clodita evidently declined. She loved to walk early and late in the walks that he had once frequented, to recall his last words, to dwell on his sweet smile, and wander to the spot where she had once discoursed with him of love. She avoided all society, and never seemed to be happy but when left alone in the solitude of her chamber. It was then that she gave vent to her affliction in tears, and the love that the pride of maiden modesty concealed in public burst forth in the hours of privacy. So beauteous, yet so resigned was the fair mourner, that she seemed already an angel freed from the trammels of the world, and prepared to take her flight to heaven. As she was one summer evening rambling to the sequestered spot that had been selected as her favorite residence, a slow step advanced towards her. She turned around, and to her infinite surprise, discovered the stranger. He stepped gaily to her side and commenced an animated conversation. "You left me," exclaimed the delighted girl, "and I thought all happiness was fled from me forever. But you return, and shall we not again be happy?" "Happy," replied the stranger, with a scornful burst of derision. "Can I ever be happy again? Can there? But excuse the agitation, my love, and impute it to the pleasure I experience at our sweet one, at our meeting. Oh, I have many things to tell you, and many kind words to receive. Is it not so, sweet one? Come, tell me truly, have you been happy in my absence?" "No." "I see that sunken eye in that pallid cheek, that the poor wanderer has at least gained some slight interest in the heart of his beloved. I have roamed to other climes, I have seen other nations, I have met with other females beautiful and accomplished, but I have met with but one angel, and she is here before me. Accept this simple offering of my affection, dearest," continued the stranger, plucking a heath rose from its stem. "It is as beautiful as the wild flowers that deck thy hair, and sweet as is the love I bear thee." "It is sweet indeed," replied Clodita, "but its sweetness must wither ere night closes around. It is beautiful, but its beauty is short-lived, as a love evinced by man. Let not this, then, be the type of thy attachment. Bring me the delicate evergreen, the sweet flower that blossoms throughout the year, and I will say, as I wreathe it in my hair, the violets have bloomed and died, the roses have flourished and decayed, but the evergreen is still young, and so is the love of heart. You will not, cannot desert me. I live but in you. You are my hopes, my thoughts, my very existence itself. And if I lose you, I lose my all. I was but a solitary wild flower in the wilderness of nature until you transplanted me to a more genial soil. and you can now break the fond heart you first taught to glow with passion. Speak not thus, returned the stranger. It rends my very soul to hear you. Leave me, forget me, avoid me forever, or your eternal ruin must ensue. I am a thing abandoned of God and man, and did you but see the scared heart that scarcely beats within this moving mass of deformity, you would flee me, as you would an adder in your path. Here is my heart, love. Feel how cold it is. There is no pulse that betrays its emotion. For all is chilled and dead as your friends I once knew. You are unhappy, love, and your poor Clodita shall stay to succor you. Think not I can abandon you in your misfortunes. No, I will wander with thee through the wild world, and be thy servant, thy slave. And if thou wilt have it so, I will shield thee from the night winds, that they blow not too roughly on thy unprotected head. I will defend from the tempest that howls all, and through the cold world may devote thy name to scorn. Though friends may fall off, and associates wither in the grave, there shall be one fond heart who shall love thee better in thy misfortune, and cherish thee, bless thee still. She ceased, and her blue eyes swam in tears, as she turned it, glistening with affection, towards the stranger. He averted his head from her gaze, and a scornful sneer of the darkest, the deadliest malice passed over his fine countenance. In an instant, the expression subsided. His fixed, glassy eye resumed its unearthly chillness, and he turned once again to his companion. "It is the hour of sunset," he exclaimed. "The soft, the beauteous hour, when the hearts of lovers are happy, and nature smiles in unison with their feelings. But to me, it will smile no longer. Ere the morrow dawns, I shall very far from the house of my beloved, from the scenes where my heart is enshrined, as in a sepulchre. But must I leave thee, dearest flower of the wilderness, to be the sport of a whirlwind, the prey of the mountain blasts?" "No, we will not part," replied the impassioned girl. "Where thou goest, will I go. Thy home shall be my home, and thy God shall be my God." Swear it," resumed the stranger, wildly grasping her by the hand. "Swear to the fearful oath I shall dictate." He then desired her to kneel, and holding his right hand in a menacing attitude towards the heaven, and throwing back his dark raven locks, exclaimed in a strain of bitter imprecation, with the ghastly smile of an incarnate fiend, "May the curses of an offended God," he cried, "haunt thee, cling to thee forever, in the tempest and in the calm, in the day and in the night, in sickness and in sorrow, in life and in death, shouldst thou swerve from the promise thou hast here made to be mine. May the dark spirits of the damned howl in thine ears, the accursed chorus of fiends. May the air rack thy bosom with the quenchless flames of hell. May thy soul be as the laser house of corruption, where the ghost of departed pleasure sits enshrined as in a grave, where the 100-headed worm never dies, where the fire is never extinguished. May a spirit of the evil Lord it over thy brow, and proclaim as thou passest by, this is the abandoned of God and man. May fearful spectres haunt thee in the night season. May thy dearest friends drop day by day into the grave and curse thee with their dying breath. May all that is most horrible in human nature, more solemn than language can frame or lips can utter, may this, and more than this, be thy eternal portion. Shouldst thou violate the oath that thou hast taken, he ceased. Hardly knowing what she did, the terrified girl acceded to the awful adjuration and promised eternal fidelity to him, who was henceforth to be her lord. Spirits of the damned, I thank thee for thine assistance, shouted the stranger. I have wooed my fair bride bravely. She is mine, mine forever. A body and soul both mine, mine in life and mine in death. What in tears, my sweet one, ere yet the honeymoon is past? Why? Indeed, thou hast cause for weeping, but when next we meet, we shall meet to sign the nuptial bond. He then imprinted a cold salute on the cheek of his young bride, and softening down the unutterable horrors of his countenance, requested her to meet him at 8 o'clock on the ensuing evening in the chapel adjoining to the castle of Hernswolf. She turned around to him with a burning sigh, as to implore protection from him, but the stranger was gone.